are the traitors.
The Talking Leeds podcast with Aaron Marshall and George Brooke.
Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds, where it's me and the bearded peacock, Mr. George Brooke, reflecting on all things Leeds United over the past week. Good evening, Mr. Traitor George. How are you, sir?
Yes, I went with my head down like this, and then, it's a revealing of myself, Aaron. How are you? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good mid-afternoon, good night, everybody. I'm a bit under the weather, I must admit today, Aaron. Feeling a bit chilly, a bit cold, a bit full of sore throat, that sort of thing. But I'm here, I'm ready to talk about Leeds with yourself and, and anybody who's watching and anybody listening back. Enjoy it, especially, Aaron, if you're listening or watching from Norway or Denmark, which we seem to be very popular in at this moment in time by your account.
Yeah, we could give you some breaking news if you want, some listening figures for Talking Leeds. We are number 3 in Apple in Denmark and number 4 in the charts in Norway. So thank you very much to everybody, all the Leeds United fans who listen to us in Denmark and Norway. We've got a bit of a special feature for you guys coming up, just as a little dedication for you guys. Number 3 and 4, I think, is fantastic. So thank you to everybody who listens to us in Denmark and Norway. And don't forget as well, we've got Ireland, UK. We're 43 for football content in the United Kingdom, which I think, when you look at the other podcasts which are out there, I'm looking at Anfield Wrap, when Rooney's show on the BBC, Don't Go to Bed Just Yet. There's so much stuff out there to be breaking into the top 50 of football content podcasters in this in the UK. I think it's fantastic. So we need to give a special mention to Denmark and Norway. Absolutely. Number 3 and number 4, George, to say that we started this 18 months ago and we've somehow grown. And if people in Denmark and Norway want us to come and visit, we could do a Talking Leeds live in Denmark or Norway. Let us know.
Absolutely, we could go and do it. Why not? I would be chilly, but that's what we do it for. Yeah. That's what we do it for. I was just patting down my hair, doing a Jack Harrison and Brendan Aronson at the corner that time. Who's going on the heads?
Anyway, enough of those. Let's get straight into it, George. Obviously, the Chelsea game was on Tuesday. We've reflected on that 2-2. Me and Jerry did that. Was it last night we did that? Or whenever it was. Yeah, I think it was. 2-2. A great point away at the bridge, would you say?
Yeah, they call it a Desmond, don't they? Desmond 2-2. It was 2 apiece, wasn't it, in Stamford Bridge? I thought, for all as it was worth, Aaron, that Leeds were going to lose that game as soon as the goal goes in, João Pedro, you're thinking, right, we probably lost. Furthermore, when Biol was still in, and the only thing I realised was, Aaron, the only thing I can deduce from this was he probably forgot that he was in the box or something. I don't know. He lost his head, and immediately you're thinking, right, we've lost this game, 100%. But for the boys to come back and do what they did was nothing short of miraculous, really. And I don't think this was purely down to the lads on the pitch, endeavour and want to win, want to get back into the game. And fair play to them. They created the chances for themselves. They made them for themselves. Chelsea can cry about, it was handball. Come on now, you know better than that. It just bounced up against his arm. The rules are going mad. I don't understand the rules of football anymore, if I'm completely honest, Aaron, in terms of handball, etc. For me, it's an old school fine. There was chances for Chelsea to clear that in them. They made a right hash of it. Every single time, without fail. Chelsea love to make a hash of a goal, don't they, against Leeds? Gift us 1 or 2. And they definitely did this on Tuesday at Stamford Bridge, 2 goals. We were never getting into that game until that penalty was scored. Never a hope in hell. And then suddenly, Nemecha, bang, lovely taken penalty, and Okafor, absolutely. I thought he made a big difference, Aaron, when he came on. I know that you're not his biggest fan, but for me, I do quite enjoy the tenacity and the sort of the rushedness he gives into the defence. You can see them panicking slightly as he's on the ball, and he certainly made the difference for me. You know,
who? Sorry, who?
Okafor.
Nah, I'm still not sold on him.
You know, when Bornau went off and Okafor come on, you could tell a little bit. I know we just conceded the penalty, but moments after that. But for me, Okafor changed it round slightly, and I thought he did. I thought he was, you know, I thought he was really quite good. Obviously, easy finish, but he had to be there. 2 in 2. He looks like he's improving slightly.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Listen, you got to score goals in this league, and I think it's a fantastic point. It really was a real snatch and grab, that one for me. You know, awful to watch, but come the end of it, it was you know, it's a fantastic point for Leeds, and fair play to them. You know, fair play to the lads there.
Fair play to the boys.
They did a fantastic job there. Going there, and I said this with Joe the other day. I think Johnny Cooper put this on X. It's 4 points from Chelsea and 2 points from Liverpool or something. Unbeaten against basically Liverpool and Chelsea has given us a mass. You know, it's never heard of before.
I think it's been a long time for Leeds to do that against 2 of the top teams in the Premier League.
So for me, that is just positive, though, George. You know, we've got. You know, we've got momentum now, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we look at the other teams. Obviously, you know, Spurs have sacked their manager, Forest have sacked their manager. They're about to appoint, what's his name now? Pereira. He's about to be appointed there. So that's Forest's 4th manager this season. You know, it's quite nice, isn't it, as Leeds fans, to see the chaos around the other clubs. And I know we're focusing on Leeds, but we have to mention the chaos which is happening around us, because obviously with that point away at Chelsea, we've moved above Spurs in the league. You know, we're up to 15th now, and we're upwards rather than downwards. And you know, Spurs in real trouble down there. Forest, West Ham, they're picking up form, but it's just nice to see the teams below us panicking. A little bit of chaos for them. Onwards and upwards, mate.
Onwards and upwards now, and with our team, like you said, being in 16 for so long, it was actually nice to see us in a different position in the league. And I know we'd love to finish 15th, didn't we, 10, 15 years ago in the Championship. Well, we're there again in the Premier League. But yeah, look, it's nice to look and see the calm that is descending over Leeds United in a way. I know we lost to Arsenal, but that was that was a one-off game there. I feel like we're slowly commanding some defensive stability, and on the upside in the attack, you know, Dom's got 10, Okafor and Nemecha between them have 10 goals. I mean, that's what more can you say? It's all positive. The chaos in the other teams is quite nice to watch, like you say, because it's usually us that
it's usually us, yeah. It's usually us.
And panicking, whereas we didn't panic buy. I know we wanted bodies in, we didn't ultimately get any, but the club saw it fit not to panic buy. You know, they're not panicking with Fark. Oh, you know, obviously, the results speak for themselves. You know, he's doing a very good job, is Daniel.
Oh, bloody hell, you've changed your tune.
Well, I mean, look, he's doing a good job. Whether he stays, look, my stance on Fark, Aaron, is obviously he stays for the remainder of the season. I believe he will keep Leeds up, but I believe that at the end of the season we have to part ways. You have to make sure you build on top of it.
Can I just say my point here on Daniel Fark, George? Because I think a lot of people are sick of hearing this, especially from you, because you are Fark bashing a lot.
No, not
he, George, has done a fantastic job. You know, bearing in mind, look at November, look at what he's done now. You know, we can look at all the stats, etc. But I think if Fark keeps us up, And I think I'm starting to, the more and more that the game's ticking down, I do believe that he will.
Yeah.
For me, because he's out of contract next year in the
Yeah.
summer, for me, I think he deserves an extension to his current deal. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because you saw that performance against Chelsea. You've seen the performance against Liverpool away. You've seen the performance Chelsea at home.
Absolutely.
Those players from DCL to all of them throughout that squad are playing for him.
Oh,
They
yeah.
believe in him,
100%.
and that unity and togetherness is so important in this league. You know, you look, as I say, you look at the other ones. You look at Forest, who've kicked them, and Dyche was kicked out this morning, and you look at Spurs with Thomas Frank. I do believe Thomas Frank's a fantastic manager. I know he's got a bit of history with Leeds, and he hates as well this stuff, but I do really like Thomas Frank, and I would love to see him at Leeds when Farke does move on. However, I don't think he deserves to move on. He now, bearing in mind, we both were calling for his head in mid-November. I've eaten my humble pie. But actually, for what he's done and that togetherness of that squad, he deserves an extension. And you do not want to be in a situation this time next year, if Leeds are same position next year and we're 6 points, and Farke turns around and says, yeah, I'm leaving at the end of next season. It brings chaos. So I think in terms of the stability, the togetherness, and trying to move upwards, and he said when he joined the club he wanted to make Leeds an established Premier League team. I think he should be given a bit of an extension because he needs that. He needs that. And it's like what Clive says here. Good evening to Clive says, Leeds are the only club in the bottom half of a positive atmosphere around the club. And that starts with the manager.
No, 100%. You know, I've never, and let me make it clear. You know, obviously at times I've been the manager out. I mean, we both have at times, but ultimately, he's done a great job. Whatever you say, tactically, you can have his little gripes. I can have his gripes.
Yeah, you can. They all can. They all can. You look at Dyche. Look at Dyche yesterday. He was sacked after, I think Forest had like 20 attempts.
They were awful.
They were awful, but ultimately, Dyche has paid the price because they didn't beat Wolves. But you look at the stats, which they were. Hang on, let me find the stats, because you look at the stats for them yesterday. They were absolutely awful. Yeah, but they were all over him.
Oh no, I watched it.
They were all over them. You look at these shots on target: 10, 16 off target, 63% possession, XG 2.73, and it's 0-0. That for me, like I said, 30 odd shots. It's just remarkable, and Pereira's going in there and he's going to really struggle. And I hope Forest go down. I really do. I hope they struggle now because of what they've done with the manager. And the owner is absolutely mental. I hope they go. I'd love to see both Forest and Spurs to go down, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, it would be an interesting development, although Burnley, you've got to remember, that was their first win in like 17 games or something like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty poor. Good evening to Jimbo as well. We aren't forgetting you, Jimbo.
Oh, yes.
See you in there as well. I hope you're okay. And you said that, thank God I'm not a Chelsea fan. I also thank God every day that I'm not a Chelsea fan. So, yes, there you go. But, I mean, I think everybody kind of hopes that Spurs are going to get drawn into it. I wonder who Spurs are going to get. And obviously Forest have gone for Pereira.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like you said,
what they're calling for is, I've been listening to a bit of Talk Sport, even though I know it's not the best, but the Tottenham fans coming on and saying, we want Harry Redknapp.
No,
he's 80. He's 80-year-old, and I find it quite funny.
He's 80 years old.
He's 80 years old. He's nearly 80.
No, I think I don't know. I mean, De Zerbi he left Marseille, didn't he? The same day as Frank got sacked. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. And people are putting 2 and 2 together. I think Brighton are also in and amongst it. They're only a point above us, and the fans are not happy with the manager at all there either. So if they lost again last night, I wonder if they lose another couple of games whether he'll be out the door as well for the running as well. So there's a lot of pressure on a lot of teams. Me personally, like Clive said, there's a positive atmosphere around Leeds. We with that point almost felt like a win on Tuesday, didn't it? And it was great. And then if we get the break of the cup this weekend, I know you'd like a cup run, but me personally, Aaron, I'm not bothered for it, mate. It's never nice to lose to a lower league opposition, but I don't think I'd be too disheartened if we were to lose. Really, it's all about Villa away, with them in a little bit of crisis with the injuries piling up. Maybe that's one we can go to with the confidence of Chelsea and say, hey, we can go up against you and we can give you a real good game.
I think I'm just looking at the table here, George. I think so. Obviously, Wolves are down there. Burnley on 18, West Ham 24, Forest 27, Spurs 29, Leeds on 30, Brighton 31, Palace 32, Fulham 34, Sunderland and Newcastle on 36. We've got some. To really be comfortable in that mid-table position there, we can go on after these next two games, after Villa and City. We've got some favourable games. We can really kick on now, and I just hope that we just find that little bit of fifth gear now and just get home and dry, because 10 points should be enough. That magic 40, I think 40. I think somebody will go down this year on 40. I think 44 will probably be.
I think we need about 45, 44, 45 points to be brutally honest. And there's a lot of teams around it, but I think Sunderland are in 11th and they've got 36.
Yeah,
we're only 6 points below that.
Yeah,
and they're not in the best form. Obviously, they lost last night. They're a bit hit and miss. Newcastle the same. A lot of teams in the mid-table are very, very similar, and I believe that we can go on and bridge the gap now, and perhaps go on and.
I think it'll be testing to see, because I think, I spoke with this with Jerry, how many points for the next four with Forest, Chelsea, Villa, and City. 4 points, and we've already done that. So the next two are kind of, they're kind of free hits, and they're going to be very difficult. There's no doubt about that. Villa, they're having a remarkable season. City, I think they will kick on, and I think if Arsenal lose tonight against Brentford, it's way open, and I think City will kick on and win the league. But you just never know, do you? You just never know in this league. But after those two games, it's game on, isn't it? Because what you've got coming up, you've got Sunderland, Palace, Brentford, Manchester United away, Wolves at home, Bournemouth, Burnley, Spurs, Brighton and West Ham in the final game of the season. So we've got some favourable fixtures towards the back end.
Oh, that is for sure, Aaron. We have some very favourable fixtures. Past these next two, every single one at home is winnable. Yeah. If you look at the home fixtures, every single one of them is winnable. Sunderland, Brighton, I can't remember who else we got off the top of the head.
We've got Brentford at home, which I think Wolves, Burnley, Bournemouth away, Spurs away.
Wolves and Burnley, and I'm talking about the home games. Wolves, Burnley, Brighton, Sunderland. There's two more that are winnable games of football. I know Man City is going to be difficult, but like you said, once you come to March, if we can come through these next two games outside of the relegation zone,
well, we can't. Well, unless we get hammered by City.
Yeah, but sorry. If we can come out of these two games in any way ahead of the relegation zone, because we will be level on points potentially if we lose them both and West Ham win them both. So if we can come out the other end a few points at least, or keep the gap between us and West Ham at 5 points or something like that, then I think we'll be all right to say, hey, we can win at least 4 or 5 of these last 10 games and make ourselves safe. I think we will be safe. We've got enough. DCL and Nemecha and Okafor, they're bringing in the goals. The boys were confident. Aronson keeps speaking. He's done another interview with Sky Sports this evening. I haven't listened, but he's always banging the drum about how much he loves Leeds United. And, you got to say he's turned the form around and he's done all right. And, it's a harmonious place, which is really, really good. The boys are fighting for Daniel and the fans are behind the lads. And, ultimately, you look at the disarray among Spurs, Forest, even Burnley. I know they won yesterday, but they haven't won for like 3 months. And, West Ham, okay, but they're not going to get in that form all the time. So it's going to be interesting to see who goes down. But my pick isn't Spurs no more. No, I reckon Brighton will go down.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I think Brighton.
Why? I think Brighton will be fine.
Brighton and Nottingham. I think Brighton will just slip down. I think Forest might just stick it, and I feel like that is because I think Pereira. He might be able to get a tune out of Forest, and Brighton just seem to be sinking like nobody's business.
Palace, by the way, as well. Then they're not clear either.
I'm not sure. I think Palace might just have enough. I know the manager's going, but Strand Larsen, obviously we know well. He got 2 goals last night. I know they lost the game, but he scored 2. I think he'll get another. He'll be important to Crystal Palace going into the run, and I don't think they'll be in the conversation.
I genuinely don't think Spurs would go down either. I think they're too good.
No.
I think they will pull away. I don't think they're in any trouble. I think it's so tight down there. West Ham, they've got some difficult fixtures, but they've got Bournemouth in the league next. Then they play Liverpool away, but then they've got Fulham away, City away, at home, sorry. Then they've got Villa. Then they've got Wolves, Palace. They've got favourable fixtures, but listen, all we've got to do is focus on ourselves. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's game by game. It's ticking at this point. It's ticking the games off. Are we above the relegation zone? Yes. Is the gap healthy enough at the moment? Yes. So
there's 12 games to go. So win 10, and if West Ham win 10, we're safe. It's as simple as that.
So as long as we better or match their results, we're okay. And I think that, look, the way I see it, Aaron, they've got to win. I know it's feasible at this stage, but they've got to win 2 and we've got to lose 2 for them to be able to match us at the moment. So we've got a buffer every single time that the games go down, 11 games after Villa, and then you're thinking, right, they're running out of time basically, and we can gain points on them all the time. Look, we only have to win 1 and then lose 1 for the gap to extend to 9. So, and that it's not outlandish.
We also, they need to win when we draw 1, lose 1, sorry, and it goes down.
I know it goes down to 3.
So lose 2, they win 2 on the bounce. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Really,
it is really. But until the end of it, you just never know. And what becomes clear is that a good point at the end of the season? I mean, if we're talking about Chelsea, it definitely would be. Any stage of the season would be a good point. But it starts now to get very interesting. And we lost and got relegated, Aaron, on 31 points last time we were in the Premier League. We're now on 30 points. There's no doubt that we're doing a better job than we did that season. So we're doing all right. I think eventually, like I said, for this season and this season alone for me, 17th is okay.
Yeah, I completely agree. Clive says, there's a lot of football still to play. And the goal difference as well, which you mentioned is like an extra point. But I think it's like what we said earlier: 4 points for Chelsea, 2 points on Liverpool. Not last to either is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, George, it's time for this. Right, George, I've got a quiz for us, and it's all about, according to ChatGPT, because that's what I get these quiz questions from. It's all about Denmark and Norway and Leeds United. Thanks to all the Leeds United fans in Denmark and Norway, because we're 3rd in the podcast league there and 4th in Norway. So we thought we'd dedicate a bit of a quiz to Denmark and Norway.
Yes, to Denmark and Norway. I've been to Denmark. Sorry, I've been to Norway, never to Denmark. Perhaps there's an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Right, so cover up those comments, George, because I've got 5 questions for you, all about Leeds United and Denmark and Norway. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
Okay. Question number 1. Which Norwegian midfielder joined Leeds United in 1999 and made nearly 200 appearances?
Eric Bakker.
Yeah, Eric Bakker. Yeah, nearly 200. He made 195. Do you know where he signed from?
Was it Songdal?
It was. There you go. You get a bonus point.
He was the manager then at some stage. I don't know if he still is. I don't think he still is.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Here's one for you. Name the Norwegian goalkeeper who signed for Leeds in 2021. I'll give you a clue for this.
Christopherson.
Keep going.
Christopher Christopherson.
Christopher Christopherson. Who's that? Christopher
Clarkson.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you that.
I know because Alfie
said, yeah, he met him or something.
No, I think his friend was going out with him or something like that.
There you go. Yeah,
something like
there
that.
you go. Right. Okay. Question 3. You're going to get this one.
Just another tidbit about him, Aaron. He never conceded a goal in his time in Leeds, and we won every single game that he was involved
Christopher
in.
Class, I'll tell you what, I'll take him back right now.
Absolutely unbelievable stat. Granted, he only played about 3 games. Never conceded a goal, neither did we lose any of the games. I think his debut, he only played once in the league. I believe that was a New Year's Day game against Birmingham at Ellen Road when Rooney got the sack. Days afterwards, that was his debut, I think, at Ellen Road.
Alfie Haaland played for Leeds during which role? So where did he play? Was he a defender, a midfielder, or a striker, or a goalkeeper?
I think he was a defender, was he not?
Was a defender. Well done. Right. Okay. Let's see if you get this one. Which Norwegian defender played for Leeds between 1996 to 1999 before moving to Bradford City?
Oh, that's a difficult one. That one, Aaron.
That is a tricky one.
I don't know. Nielsen.
Who?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. Nielsen.
No, it was Gunnar Hale. Gunnar Hale. Clive, well done. You got that right. Well done.
Well, yeah, but Clive's in a certain ilk, isn't he, I suppose?
And then your final one, which Danish player has featured for Leeds United's first team in the Premier League post 2020?
Say that again, Aaron, sorry.
So which Danish player featured for Leeds for the first team in the Premier League post 2020?
I should know this, really, but
you should do, yes, because I absolutely hated him, and I still do now.
Oh man!
I'll give you the question again because it is tricky. Which Danish player has featured for Leeds United's first team in the Premier League post 2020?
In the Premier League.
Yeah, in the Premier League. We signed him to replace somebody, and it didn't really work out. I'm gonna have to put the timer on. You've got 5 seconds to give me a name.
Damn! Mine's completely gone blank. I mean, I remember I'm an ill man at the moment. I just cannot.
You're going to kick yourself. You're going to kick yourself.
I will, yeah, of course.
Remember Rasmus Christensen?
Of course. Oh, of course. You know what, Aaron? And this is not to my defense. I was thinking. I heard Norway. And for some reason, I don't know why, but if I'd have just tuned in properly and
if you'd listened to the question,
the Danish man, the Christensen, of course, he was awful.
He was. I think he's still not going around. Is he? Where is he now? Is he in Germany or something?
He plays with. Oh goodness me! I was going to say that, and I thought, hold on a second.
Rasmus Christensen.
I was going to say, Aaron, he plays with Cock, but that might sound a bit before the watershed. But no, he plays with Robin Koch at Frankfurt. Yeah,
there you go. And that was your captain. Oh God! Right, that's your quiz for this week. There you go, Rasmus Christensen. Discuss how
excuses, Jimbo, but it just popped out my head. I just couldn't think because I was thinking about Norwegian players, not
Is
Danish
he still on loan? I actually don't know. Is he still on
No,
loan?
I don't believe so. Let me just check it, but I believe that he's.
Is he still? Is he? No,
No,
he must have been
I
out of
don't think
contract or
so.
something.
I think he's no. He signed for them in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not still at Leeds. No,
No, we don't want him
thank
back
goodness for
ever
that.
again.
Again, I remember Alfie once bumped into him, didn't he, at Tesco or something like that, or Waitrose or something like that.
Yeah, Harry got
I
some
can't
back.
remember.
Rasmus Christensen, what? He was awful though, wasn't
He was really poor,
he?
wasn't
He
he? I
was
mean,
awful.
ultimately, you really wanted him to do well, but then it was just like it was a bull in a china shop, wasn't he? Really, it was just
It was just
the level was
that.
just too good for him.
Oh,
Ultimately, the level was far too good for him, and I think he just couldn't adapt properly to it. And
no.
did we give him enough time? We probably did in the end.
No, it was useless. Remember, he was
Yeah.
supposed to be signed to replace Bill Ayling, wasn't he? He was going to be the new right back of all right backs, and it was just.
I mean,
oh,
he was just awful, wasn't he? I mean, he
Yeah.
was just awful. I mean,
Yeah.
and De Bock as well. I mean,
Oh God,
I don't know who's he playing for now. I've no idea, to be quite
I'll tell you
honest.
what, I want to know this because I'm quite
But,
intrigued.
he was a left back, wasn't he? And a Belgium lad. And
Yeah.
yeah, you just thought, goodness me, he had a cap for
God, is
Belgium.
he? Lawrence de Bock, his Wikipedia is currently saying he is playing for KFC Calcan or wherever that is.
Where's that?
KFC Calcan? I have no idea. It's no idea. I think someone's clearly made that up on Wikipedia. Go and check it out. Put Lawrence de Bock on. He was at Atrimotos in 2022 in Greece, but now he's apparently playing for KFC or Halkan, wherever the hell that is in the world.
No, Lawrence Bock don't have a team.
But no, he does. According to Wikipedia, he plays for KFC or Halkan. Is that a team?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have a look. You keep talking.
Yeah, no, I think it is.
It is. It is a team in Belgium.
Yeah. So he's playing
KFC Halkan.
He was playing in Greece for a bit, apparently, but really poor again. He was.
Hang on, what league is this? Because it says here in the European football.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I've never known that.
Basically, it's League One of Belgium.
I mean, there you go. Some players it just doesn't work, does it?
No,
it just doesn't work. And Lawrence de Bock was one of them. He was brought in when there was loads of them coming in, and you just didn't know who the hell was playing for Leeds United at that point. Cameron Bothwick Jackson, who's playing for Macclesfield, and Lawrence
Tyler Roberts.
Yeah, Tyler Roberts joined in that January, didn't he? I think.
He did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but he was injured as well, like always. Signing for Mansfield now, and these players, and you think, goodness gracious me, when you look at that to what we've got now, you think, okay, maybe we're not doing too badly right now. Awful in the past, like Sir Lawrence de Bock. And I remember being at that Millwall game that we lost late on, and I thought he looked quite good, but
Tyler Roberts?
No, Lawrence de Bock.
Oh, God,
I thought, he's not too bad. But I think ultimately, when you've got players like that, you didn't know who was playing. What's his name? Didn't know his best team, Christensen. And then,
What's he doing these days? Is he still?
He's manager of Panama. He's manager of Panama.
That's it, yeah. Because
he's been there for ages, hasn't he?
There's Bielsa, Christensen, and Marsh, isn't there? Who are all managing.
Yeah. But he's done all right. I mean, we'll play against him. England will play against him, won't we? And I think he was a manager last time they played him in the World Cup, actually, as well. So we beat him, 6-0 or 6-1 or something like that. So, he's done all right. And, people always bang on about Bielsa, which is obviously fair. But, Christensen's done a great job with a really depleted budget in Panama.
though, but when you look at the CONCACAF or whatever it's called over there, I'm not being funny. You just got Canada, America, and Mexico, and
Yeah. I mean, you've got to admit.
but you've got a stint in the World Cup if you can qualify.
Yeah,
and it's not hard. I'm not being funny.
No, and particularly with the elongated and more countries available and all right to qualify now.
Yeah,
it's easier than ever to qualify for the World Cup. So,
I'd argue that, but yeah,
no, I don't know. I think it's as easy as ever to get your place at a World Cup. But he's done a good job still. All the same, that's his second World Cup he'll have been at for that country. So it just didn't work out with Leeds. Although he was doing a decent job, I think.
Collins said that. Christensen started well at Leeds, but
he did. They were in seventh, weren't we, at one point, and then we lost to Newport in the cup, and they just sacked him, and that was it. And then they brought in flaming Heckingbottom.
Yeah,
I mean, you go from Heckingbottom to Bielsa. I don't know. I think all of us were, dropping off his chairs when we seen that. But I think, it was just scattergun again, wasn't it? It was the only, the player that was really stand out in that side was Samu Saiz, who was excellent. And obviously we got Alioski in that.
You're going through you're going through like a debrief of this crap side what we had. Where's Samu Saiz these days? I'll tell you what, where do you think he is, George?
I think he was playing in Turkey, wasn't he, of recent times? I don't know if he's still in.
He plays for Eyüpspor.
That's in the Turkish top division.
It is. Eyüpspor in the 6th out of 19 last season, but he's currently on loan at Pendikspor in TFF1 League. So I presume that is the championship equivalent of the Turkish
I think it probably is. But he must be knocking on now, Samu Saiz.
Samu Saiz. Samu Saiz.
He was just so.
It's 35.
Yeah, so he was a sort of quite a special player really in that side, and obviously coupled with Hernandez, you kind of got there was the makings of something nice in that team. It just needed a bit more guidance, didn't it? Really, but it is what it is. We are where we are now. We're a lot better off now, and these players obviously get older.
Yeah, we won't be seeing them back at Ellen Road anytime soon. Samu Saiz and bloody Lawrence de Bock. We were ready to pack them up and drive them to wherever they wanted to go when we had them, because they were absolutely shocking for us. Any other players you want to slate from the 17-18 season?
No, I mean, look, the one that I really liked, which a lot of people didn't really, was Lasogga, who I thought was
Jesus.
On his day he had a real hard shot on him when he wanted to, but he was very lazy. It was quite a lazy player, wasn't he? Ultimately,
where's he playing these days?
I think he's retired. I think
that's it. He's 34. I think he retired. He played for Schalke.
He went back to Germany, didn't he? Then he went to the Middle East and played a bit, but I think Dukara plays for.
I really rated Suleiman Dukara.
Suleiman Dukara was great, wasn't he? Bloody hell, he really knew how to hit a ball, didn't he? And
he did. I rated him.
He'd left by that point, though, hadn't he? I think Dukara had gone the season before, because we'd obviously bought Lasogga in. We'd got Wood had gone, but we bought in players like Caleb Ekuban and people like that. And
guess where? Do you know where he's playing now these days?
He must also be playing in Turkey, I think.
He's not in Turkey currently, according to Wikipedia. He's not in the Middle East either. I thought that you'll ever get this. He was in Turkey, but he's now at SC Orbajan Erbel, which has a ground capacity of 1,000, and they play the Championat National, which is the third. It's the third division in France.
Oh, wow. Well.
Yeah, third division. So what's that? That's what League One in France.
Yeah, so he's made his way back into France, and fair enough. But he was decent for the time, I thought. And well, again, it was one of Solino's bring-ins, wasn't it? And because he was playing Italy, I think, at the time, and
Yeah.
So
Anybody else? Anybody else? Who was the Brazilian that was it Adrian?
Oh, Adrian, yeah, Adrian, yeah.
Adrian, yeah. Where do you think he is these days?
Oh, God knows.
God, do you remember when we signed him? We thought, oh, yes, he's gonna literally turn our
Well, I
season
think
around.
because we Brazil, wasn't it? And I think
Yeah.
because we we thought it was obviously Brazilian. We thought, wow, this is
Yeah.
excellent.
He is currently playing for Portuguese RJ, where the hell that is. It's in Portugal, I believe. And they are in the, oh my God, I don't even know how you say it. My Portuguese is not great. Campeonato Brasileiro Série D.
So it's the
Brazil,
fourth division.
whatever the hell that is. I have no idea. Basically, he's playing the fourth tier.
Yeah, none of them really went on to bang.
Make it big, yeah. No.
It was just, it was just journeymen from like Europe, just being all over Europe and just ended up at Leeds. And it was a real circus, wasn't it, to be fair, at that sort of time, and beforehand with Edgar Carney, and I don't know when that.
God, he was even worse.
Players like him, and you just think, wow, where the hell did they find these lads?
He's still playing. Remember Belushi? Giuseppe Belushi?
Belushi, of course, yeah, Belushi.
God, he was one of them as well, wasn't he? He's still playing. He's 36 these days. Guess where he's playing?
Well, he's probably playing in Italy, isn't he, somewhere?
He is playing in Italy at US Renaissance. Guess which Serie that is?
I bet it's like Serie E or something like that, isn't it?
No, it's Serie D.
Serie D.
Who was the Japanese lad we signed? I've no idea. I've no idea.
He went to Celtic or something, didn't he? I can't remember his name now. It was years ago. Oh, I love Rudy Austin. Rudy Austin was manager of. He's managing in Jamaica, Jimbo. He was coaching in Jamaica. Yeah.
God, right here. I'm just having a quick look at this. You can see how this pod has just gone into slating the 16, 17. All the crap players. He doesn't play anymore. He's 40 now.
Yeah. He was coaching in Jamaica recently. I don't.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know if he was a manager, but I love Rudy Austin. He was great. Had a real kind of hard shot on him, didn't he? And he was captain for a short time, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. There you go.
There you go. Steve Morrison, he was playing for us.
Steve Morrison. Oh God, remember when we signed him for? Was it like a swap deal with Becchio?
Yeah.
Steve Morrison. Is he managing now?
He used
Steve
to manage.
Morrison.
I don't think
Steve Morrison. Let's have a quick look here on his Wikipedia. He was managing Sutton United. That's the last job he's had.
Yeah, Sutton United. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. what, anybody else you want to slate?
Yeah, we're not slating now. We're just remembering them.
Who else? We're remembering them. They're not died. They're just awful football players. That's all they were.
No, they were poor players.
Peacock Farrell's at Blackpool.
Yeah, Peacock Farrell's at Blackpool. Yeah.
God. Is Steve Bruce still there?
No. He got sacked. I think it's Ian Everett now.
Scott Wotton, my God, what's he doing these days? Have a guess.
Scott Wotton must be playing in like the Chinese third division or something like that.
Scott Wotton, he's still playing. He is 34. Actually, he's doing all right for himself here. He plays for Perth Glory in the A-League.
Oh, he's playing for Perth. Fair enough.
Well, it's in a very nice country.
Well, I think the Australian A-League is just full of rejected players who can't play in it, who aren't good enough to play in any form of English.
No.
Look at the lads who were with Mark Jackson at Gold Coast. Was it Gold Coast Mariners or something? No, Alpha McCalmont and Ryan Edmondson both ended up there with him, and now he's managing in Thailand or something, isn't he?
Who is?
Mark Jackson. I think he's he's managing in like Thailand or something like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Jackson.
Mark
Jackson.
Buriram United or something like that.
He is, yeah. Birmingham United, Thai League One. Thai League One.
Oh, yeah, there you
There
go.
you go. Wow.
Exactly. So,
Wow.
people go all over the place, don't you? I mean, look at Lee Irwin playing in like bloody Azerbaijan or something like that. Or Indian Premier League with Tractor. Or he was playing
Thingy did that, didn't he? Grayson did that. Did he go up and manage
Yes.
like Super
He did, yeah. He went
India or
to
somewhere?
he went to Thailand or Indonesia or something, and he was manager there for a bit once. I don't think it worked very well. I don't think he stayed.
We're on the slated ragged here.
No, I love David Sommer.
David Sommer, he was awful.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He follows me on it. He follows me on Instagram.
Does he?
Yeah.
My God, David Sommer.
Yeah.
He's not currently playing. No wonder he's following you on a bloody Instagram.
No, he's not playing.
He is now the Long Island United junior coach.
Yes, there you go. I think that's in America, isn't it? But he came from America, didn't he?
Yeah.
He came from Earthquake, is where Ronaldo Vieira plays now, doesn't he?
Oh God, wasn't he forced to build the East Stand extension, Ronaldo Vieira?
He plays in MLS with
Ronaldo Vieira. What was his brother called? He does play San Jose. That's who he plays for.
San Jose Earthquakers. That's the one that Sommer came from.
Right.
Romario Vieira, I think his brother was called.
Romario Vieira.
Ronaldo plays in the MLS. He plays with, what's his name? Timo Werner. Timo Werner just signed from, didn't he?
Where did he go? Oh, he's still playing as Romero Vieira. He's playing for Yorkshire Amateur.
Well, there you go. I mean, he came through the scouting system, didn't he?
Is Weston McKennie still at Juventus?
Yeah. Weston McKennie is fabulous at Juventus. It really is strange, isn't it? How he was awful with us, Aaron, but he's really, really done well at Juventus, and he's a mainstay for them.
Isn't he?
It's incredible how he just didn't seem arsed with us, but he really, really has an affinity to Juventus. But I think it was because there was something not right about that loan move, was there? He just didn't. Because on another day, that was a fabulous bring-in, wasn't it? In another season, that would have been a decent little bit of business. But obviously, it just didn't work. I don't think it was entirely his fault, though.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't bothered. He didn't want to be here.
He didn't want to, but at the same time, I think he was mismanaged. Marsh had just got sacked not long after he came in. And I think if Marsh had probably continued on as the manager, we might have seen a little bit better from McKennie, but it just didn't work out, did it?
There you go. That's our scrape of the barrel of former players and where they are currently at. Who do you want us to talk about next week? We seem to like this as a bit of a feature. Who do you want to slate next week? Get involved in the comments, and we'll compile a list to discuss how crap they were for Leeds, because we have had crap players over the last couple of years, and mainly due to Victor Orta. What's he doing these days?
I'm not sure,
Shall we have a little look? Now let's slate him. We haven't slated him for a while. Victor Orta.
He's just kind of gone into the ether, hasn't he, really, Victor Orta?
Victor Orta. Oh, my God, he's still knocking around. Do you know where he is?
I have no idea.
He's a sporting director for a Spanish club still. God knows how.
Right.
Go on then. Do you know which one do you think it is?
Well, I don't know. Is it Valencia or something like that?
No. He got sacked from there.
Must maybe be in the second division.
It is in the second division.
Oh, I've no idea.
Real Valladolid.
Oh, Real Valladolid. Real Valladolid used to be owned by Ronaldo.
We've got Victor Orta in charge now of making
that
transfers. How are they doing in the league? Do you want me to tell you in La Liga? Oh God, let's have a little look here. I'm just trying to find the table on Wikipedia. Here we go. Wow, 18th.
Yeah.
Oh God. They're only a point out of the relegation zone. They could be relegated to the Premier Federation or whatever it's called.
I'm pretty sure Castillon beat them not too long ago.
Yeah, Castillon. Mentioned to them, they're doing fantastic.
They're brilliant. You know,
top of the second. They're 2 points ahead of Deportivo La Coruña. Remember them? They're 2 points ahead of them. They're going for La Liga, and it'd be fantastic if they get that done.
Fair enough. You know, he's doing a good job there.
There you go. So there you go. We like Pablo Hernandez. I'd love to see him.
Yeah, we
love to see him. All Pablo needs to do is just continue doing what he's doing, and he will get picked up. There's no doubt about that.
He'll get a job somewhere. I assume in the Championship initially, maybe, and then see. You know, these Championship clubs recently love to take a punt on a sort of foreign manager. Really, you know.
I think if he takes Castillon up and he keeps them, I think. Listen, it's going to be 24 months before you see him move it. You know, he needs to stay there, keep them up in the Liga, and you never know, people might take a punt on him. And I think us Leeds fans would love him to come back to Leeds when the time comes. But not just yet. He still needs to continue doing fantastic work, what he's doing for his club. Doesn't he own part of it as well?
It is something like that. It is his club, isn't it, really? Valencia is where he's from. And you know, obviously it's not far out of Valencia, is it, Castillon?
No,
I think he's got something to do with the ownership of the club, I think, as well. So he's taken
them as well, didn't he?
He did play for them after he left us, didn't he? For a little bit. Yeah, I think he did, what a player, what a bloke he is.
What a bloke. Yeah, Pablo Hernandez doing a fantastic job. And for him to get one over on Victor Orta as well is quite
fun. I think they did beat them not long ago. So
Jimbo says he might replace the great Mr. Parker once he's brought us the Champions League glory. Listen, he'd get us the Champions League, Jimbo.
Stranger things have happened.
George, we've got a quick game to predict this weekend. No Premier League action for Leeds. They are away to Birmingham City in the FA Cup. 4th round, a chance to get into the 5th round for Leeds this time around. Birmingham, I'm just going to add there the little bit of optimism that Birmingham are unbeaten this season in the Championship at home at St Andrews. George, how do you see this one going?
It's going to be a really difficult game, this, Aaron.
It is. It's not going to be a walk in the park, this one.
We will swap players around, no doubt. You know, I'm not bothered if we lose, personally. But I think we might just beat them. I think we will go through. I'm going to go with 2-1 Leeds. Because Burnham will be up for it. It means more to them probably than it does to us. It's a rotation exercise for Leeds, really. But
I think we need to be seeing the likes of Nonto, Tanaka, Sam Byram needs a game because we can't be, he needs a bit of a run out, even though probably won't play. Obviously, I think we'll rest Dominic. I think he needs resting. Dan James needs a bit of game time as well.
Yeah, they'll definitely. It'll be a second string, if you like, but we should still be able to get the job done, really. But it doesn't.
Who goes in goal, says Jimbo.
Well, I think it's Perry, isn't it? Probably.
God.
Well,
that is one thing, though, we need to do in the summer. If we do stay, we need to go and get James Trafford on loan or buy him.
If you wonder about, Darlow lost his, had the place in the FA Cup, and he was the FA Cup. Basically, the goalkeeper. Now it's switched around. Darlow seems to have the shirt, so why don't they give Perry a go because he hasn't played for a few weeks? It just seems probably the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
The thing for Farke is if he plays well, because let's be honest, all right, the team are playing well, but Darlow hasn't especially shone himself in glory. So
I think the goalkeeping department, you got Alex Cairns in there as well, haven't you? In there as well. Who's just there just for the numbers. I do think you do look at that department, and that is a key area to strengthen in the summer.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think we probably need 2 really.
Yeah, probably right.
And,
I think
and I would say, like I say, because he spent the money on Perry, I'd say Perry was the one to stay and be the number 2, and you'd sell on Darlow and Melier, bring in a number 2, and then that is better than Darlow, basically.
Melier is going to go at the end of the season anyway.
So Darlow and Melier go at the end of the season. Perry goes to number 2, and you bring in a top quality number 1, basically, and that's fine. I just don't think Darlow. We're in the Premier League. We're still playing bloody Carl Darlow in goal. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
So go on then, George. What's your prediction then for Birmingham against Leeds United in the FA Cup?
I mean, Jimbo's saying give Obang a game, but Obang, he's still is he about 20? Obang, he's been out for a while.
It's too young.
But I think Perry will be in goal, but I think ultimately, I think we'll just beat them. It'll be a really difficult game. It'll be harder than Derby. And I think we struggled slightly at Derby for parts of it. But, I think it'll be harder than Derby. But I think I think we'll win it,
Yeah. I'm going to go for a sneaky 2-1 Leeds win. This one, I want a cup run. I've said this to you. I've said it to Jerry. I really want a cup run this year. We need one because we haven't had one for a while. And what is it? We're 3 or 4 games away from potentially getting to Wembley, and I would love to go see Leeds in a semi-final at Wembley in the FA Cup rather than a bloody playoff final. It would be quite special. That
I think that's it, Aaron. Isn't it? You think actually we're not far away from Wembley when we start to think about it in the 5th round. If we get another Championship team in the 5th round, you start to think. That's then the quarterfinals if you win that. Yeah. So you're 2 games away from Wembley, basically.
Yeah.
For a team like Leeds, maybe Premier League safety is for sure the first and foremost. But a cup run isn't beyond the realms of what we can do. I don't think it's out. We've got Birmingham away. It's not Barcelona away, is it? You know what I mean? And, with all respect to them, because they're doing all right now in the Championship.
You look at that Championship, George, and I was saying this to Jerry the other day. You look at that tightness in that league. It's horrendous. If I'm being honest. It's Middlesbrough top, Coventry falling away, Ipswich, Hull, Millwall, and Wrexham in the playoff positions. But then you look down from 6, you've got Preston, Bristol, Southampton, Birmingham in 10th. Derby 45, Watford 45, QPR. It's just a mess. Well, by the way, the Championship's going to be expanded. I don't know if you've seen this, George, from 6 teams in the playoffs to 8, which will be from next season.
Really?
Yeah. So if whoever comes down, it won't be the top 6; it'll be the top 8. Wow. So they're mirroring the National League playoff system. So in the National League, you've got an eliminator game, and then your semi-finals.
That's so easy then to get in.
Yeah, it's a bit nonsense, really, but
nearly half of the league.
It is just to make it more entertaining. I think that's what they wanted.
It dilutes the quality of everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's nonsense, and I think they're doing that for all. I think they're doing it for all of them. I think they're doing it for all of them. In Leagues 1 and League 2 as well. So
that's
there you
ridiculous.
Go. It's crazy. Anyway, we are running out of time, and we just want to say thank you to everybody who's listening to us on YouTube. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. We'd love to get to the magic 500. So don't forget to just press that little notification button. It costs you nothing. It's not a subscription. You're not going to be giving me and George your Amazon Prime money of $8.99 a month or whatever it is. It's not a Netflix subscription. You can do it, and it costs you naff. It's free. All you do is just get an alert when we go live, and we'd love you to do that. And as well, thank you to listening on the podcast as well. George, what have you got coming up on your channels? You've got 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, 30 seconds, that's more than enough. There'll be where we play Sunday, don't we? Might be a preview going on the Bearded Peacock. We've got the Toy Brazil ball. Brazilian football's back. They're playing now. They played some last night. They're playing some tonight. you know, it's match week 3. I'll be back.
And there you go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You were in louder time, George. We will see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.